How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I got an article to read and a video to show. And this video that I'm presenting is another police brutality case. And I'm going to play this video twice so we can go over it. I'm going to run it through. You know how I do over here on the True Royal Family or True Royal. So first, what I'm going to do is read an article. Now, this is a case that this stuff happened back in April. And anytime it pertains to us, the wheels of justice move slow or not at all. And so because of the protesters, the true ones out there, the only reason why any momentum in this case made any move is because of what's going on now, the space and time that we are in. So let's put a spotlight here on the DA. And we're not surprised. The color of the DA, these DAs that do what they do. Like I have often said, when they get in these positions, they have been compromised and they have demonstrated something to the enemy that they can utilize in their system. So let me read this article first, and then we're going to get into this video. Okay. Get this set up. All right, my royal family. So let me read the title here. LA cop seen on video striking unarmed suspect is charged with felony assault. A Los Angeles police officer has been charged with assault of punching an unarmed trespassing suspect more than a dozen times in an encounter caught on video by a bystander, prosecutors said Tuesday. Officer Frank Hernandez was charged with assault under color of authority. Video from a bystander and cameras worn by officers show Hernandez pummeling the man on April 27 as he stood with his hands behind his back as if he was going to be handcuffed. The charges came less than a week after thousands of protests galvanized by the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis called for the ousting of District Attorney Jackie Lacey for doing little to prosecute police officers for shooting other violence on the job. Black Lives Matters and other groups have criticized Lacey, who is black, for not bringing charges in hundreds of police shootings during her more than several years running the largest local prosecutor office in the U.S. Lacey has said she has done the best she can, but it is up against the laws that allow officers to use deadly force, make it difficult to bring charges, she said. She prosecuted more than 20 police officers for use of force and has the only pending case in the state from a officer-involved shooting. Lacey is up for re-election in a campaign that has focused on prosecuting police brutality and criminal justice reform. Hernandez, 49, could face up to 3 years in county jail if convicted of the felony. The union representing Hernandez issued a rare statement condemning what was portrayed in the video. Interesting. Okay. While we have a responsibility to provide our members with assistance through the internal affairs administrative process, what we saw on the video was unacceptable and is not what we are trained to do, the Los Angeles Police Protective Lead Board of Directors said. It was not immediately clear if Hernandez had a defense lawyer who could provide a comment. The incident occurred when police were called about a man trespassing in a vacant lot in the Boyard Heights neighborhood. Hernandez and a female partner involved crouched through a hole in a chain link fence and approached the suspect, telling him to leave, according to the video provided by the police. The man, who was wearing a Los Angeles Ram jersey, cursed at the police officers but grabbed his bike and left the grassy plot. The female officer told him to be on his way, but after walking down a sidewalk past a church, the suspect told the officers he lived there. "You don't live here anymore," Hernandez said. "Bye." The suspect then asked what Hernandez was going to do and said he was not afraid of him, and Hernandez approached the man and told him to turn around. "Ain't nobody acting defiant," the man said as he continued to curse at the officer. Ain't nobody getting crazy but you." After a brief scuffle with the man, initially refused to put his hands behind his back. We shall see this because I've seen this video, my royal family. The suspect faced a fence, appeared to comply with the order. Hernandez grabbed the man's hands as if he was going to cuff him, then took a wild swing and punched the man in the right side of the head. Hernandez then delivered a series of blows to the man's head, neck, and body, cursing at him the entire time. This is a disturbing case of the illegal use of force at the hands of a police officer, Lacey said in a statement. "In this case, we believe that the force was neither legal, necessary, or reasonable. Hernandez has been stripped of his police powers and assigned home," the police department said. All right. You are full of shit. So, let's get into this video.
Michael Moore, the Chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. This critical incident community briefing is intended to provide information about a significant use of force that occurred in our Hollenbeck Division on April 27th of this year. State law and department policy requires us to release video evidence related to officers applying lethal force, in-custody deaths, and instances where an individual is hospitalized because of a use of force. While none of those circumstances occurred in this case, I am committed to transparency and accountability in this investigation. I feel compelled to release the body-worn video and other information about this incident. I, along with many of you, watched the third-party video that was released last week, and I have serious concerns. Any use of force, justified or not, is difficult to watch, but this one is disturbing. However, one video does not tell the whole story, and I'll not pass judgment on this case until all the evidence is collected, witnesses are interviewed, and the investigation is complete. I've taken steps to protect the interests of the public by removing the officer's peace officer powers, and I've assigned him to home, pending the outcome of this investigation. Here's a brief overview of what occurred. 2 uniformed Hollenbeck area officers responded to a trespassing call in the 2400 block of Houston Street at around 5:10 in the evening on the 27th.
Operator 244, what are you reporting?
Hello, hi, my name is, and I'm calling, I called last week. The address is Houston Street. I own the property. There's some people there, and I cannot get access to the property.
Okay, is it a vacant house or is someone living in?
Yes, vacant.
Okay, do you know how many people are in there?
Usually there's two. It's a couple. But the guy is really aggressive.
Is he black, white,
and
Hispanic?
I believe you guys already sent a couple times.
Okay, I understand that. Is he black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
Hispanic.
Okay. How old does he look approximately?
Close to 40s.
40s, okay.
30 something.
Okay, and then the woman that's there, is she black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
Hispanic.
Okay. How about her? How old does she look?
About the same age.
Okay. You said they're squatting in the house, right?
Correct.
Got it. Are you there at the location right now?
No, I don't want to be there.
Okay. And what's your phone number? Okay, so you should shoot at the house, right?
The address is Houston Street.
Okay. Is that a house or an apartment?
No, that's actually there's a house that was removed, and right now it's a vacant lot right next to a church right there. And I need to clear that property. I didn't. I got a hit from the city. Also, I already have received a fine, and I cannot access the property.
Okay, sir. So that doesn't answer the question. I'm just trying to figure out, is that a house or an apartment building? I just need house or an apartment. Which one is it?
Okay, house.
Okay, thank you. So did you want the officers to call you when they're done since you're not there?
Please.
Got it. All right, sir. We'll send the unit out. We'll have them call you when they finish, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
At that location, the officers made contact with a man who had been camping on the property. The officers directed the male suspect to leave the private property. The individual left the property, and an argument ensued about him remaining in the area. During the subsequent contact with the officers, there was an altercation, and the officer's body-worn video camera was knocked off his uniform. The first body-worn video you will see now is from the involved officer. The camera was knocked off early on in the exchange, so you'll only hear the audio of the altercation.
Turn around.
Turn around for what? Ain't nobody acting defiant, ain't nobody getting crazy but you.
459, get 450, they're going to give me a backup. Put your hands behind your back. Let's go. Let's go, man. Hey.
Who the fuck do you think I am?
What?
Fuck you think I am?
Who do you think
You
I
got
am?
some dumb fuck or what?
Who do you think I am?
I'm not fucking with you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, you are. Turn around,
I'm not
put your hands
fucking
on
with you.
there.
I'll turn around, but
Turn
don't
around.
fucking push up on
Turn
me,
around.
motherfucker. You
Turn
ain't no
around,
fucking
put your hands behind your back now.
Fucking faggot.
Turn around, put your hands on your back.
The fuck you think I am? You know,
Turn
fucking
around and
punk
put your
me,
hands behind your
fucking
back.
faggot.
Turn around, put your hands on your back. Let's go.
Don't fucking
Spread your
buddy
feet.
for you. Don't fucking
Spread your
buddy me,
feet.
my boy. Stop
Spread your
fucking
feet,
scheming,
man.
little bitch.
Spread your feet. Don't fight, man.
Nobody fighting.
Don't
You keep
fight.
on manhandling me,
You're
I'ma
fighting, man.
fuck you up, bro.
You're fighting, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, wrong, motherfucker.
Come on, motherfucker.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dog? Quit, motherfucker. Quit.
Fuck you.
The fuck is wrong
you, motherfucker!
Fuck is wrong with you, dog?
Shut the fuck up! You're not cooperating. You're gonna get hit again. Get on the
What the
fucking
fuck am I
ground.
doing, motherfucker? I'm
Get on
not
the
doing shit to
fucking-
you.
Go and take it, man.
You fucking hit me,
Get on the
dog.
fucking ground.
You fucking hit me, dog. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Shut the fuck up, man.
Who are you, dog?
Shut the fuck
What the
up.
fuck is wrong with you, my boy?
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dog?
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, dude?
Shut the fuck up.
Here now is a body-worn video from the officer's partner. It captures a more complete video of the incident.
This is private property.
Hey, nobody's creeping up on you, homie. Okay? I'm not creeping up on you. I'm a cop here. Someone calls us to be here. Yeah, you need to get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, you don't scare me. Let's go. Let's go. Don't come back either. Trespass. Go to jail next time.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna go.
You talk big shit until they get in the handcuffs.
Wait for you or what?
No. Be on your way.
I live around here.
You don't live here anymore. Bye.
Wanna bet?
Yeah, I'm on bet.
Wherever you going, my boy?
I'm on bet, yeah.
Do your homework.
Go.
My family lives here, my boy.
Go, turn
I
around,
your
man.
property,
Go,
my
turn-
my family
Turn around,
lives
man.
here.
Turn around. Put your hands on there.
What the
Let's go.
fuck you gonna do, my boy?
Turn around.
What
Turn
the
around.
fuck are you gonna do?
Turn around.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Turn around.
Do what you gotta do, my boy. You don't fucking scare me, tiger.
Turn around.
Turn around for what? Ain't nobody acting defiant. Ain't nobody getting crazy but you.
459. Get 450. They're going. Give me back up. Put your hands behind your back. Let's go. Let's go, man. Hey.
What the fuck you think I am, motherfucker? What the fuck do you think I am?
What?
Fuck you think I am?
Who do you think
You
I
got
am?
some dumb fuck or what?
Who do you think I am?
I'm not fucking with you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, you are. Turn around.
I'm not
Put your hands
fucking
on
with you.
there.
I'll turn around, but
Turn
don't
around.
fucking push up on
Turn
me,
around.
motherfucker. You
Turn
ain't a
around.
fucking
Put your hands on your back now.
Tase you.
faggot.
Turn around. Put your hands on your back.
The fuck you think I am? You're not
Turn
fucking
around.
punk,
Put your hands behind your back.
faggot.
Turn around. Put your hands on your back. Let's go.
Don't fucking
Spread your
bully
feet.
me, you gonna fucking
Spread your
bully me,
feet.
my boy. Stop
Spread your
fucking
feet,
screaming,
man.
you little bitch.
Spread your feet.
Palms together, please.
Don't fight, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Don't fight.
together.
You're fighting,
I'ma
man.
fuck you up, bro.
You're fighting, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Fuck you, bitch.
Right there, you need to back up.
Come on,
Stand.
fucker.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dog? Quit, motherfucker. Quit.
Fuck you.
What the fuck is wrong with you, motherfucker?
What the fuck's wrong with you, motherfucker?
What is wrong with you, dumb?
Shut the fuck
Can you
up.
put your hands behind your back, please?
You're not cooperating. You're gonna get hit again. Get on the fucking ground.
Doing, motherfucker.
Get on the fucking ground. Go and taste it, man.
Fucking hit me.
Get on the fucking ground.
We got backup coming right now. Come on,
What the
come on.
fuck is wrong with
Come on,
you?
put your hands behind
Shut
your back.
the fuck up,
Put your
man.
hands.
Who are you, dog?
Shut the fuck
What the
up.
fuck is wrong with you, my boy?
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dog?
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, chill.
What the fuck is wrong with these guys, dude?
Shut the fuck up.
453, 415, man.
You fucking grabbed my hand, motherfucker. That's why I hit you.
I didn't grab shit.
You grabbed my hand. So shut the fuck
I didn't
up.
grab shit, but okay, go ahead.
I had you. You fucking grabbed your hand.
God, screw, I'm not tripping, I ain't saying shit.
How'd my beer get like that? How'd my beer get like
I
that?
bet you.
Still, chill out, all right?
453, Roger. It's going to be a full force suspect. That's it.
She wasn't cooperating.
Huh?
He's the most friendly. Get inside. He's the most friendly guy. He fucking attacked me. Just get inside. Get inside.
A uniformed supervisor responded to the scene and initiated a preliminary investigation consistent with the department's use of force protocols. A community member who reported witnessing some portion of the altercation provided that supervisor with a copy of cell phone video that captured the incident. Upon review of that video and the officer's body-worn video, the supervisor notified his commanding officer. Investigators from the department's internal affairs group responded to the scene to conduct a complaint investigation. The trespass suspect was released from Hollenbeck Station pending further investigation. Because of the serious nature of this incident, I have instructed our investigators from Force Investigation Division to take the lead on this case. We are also fully cooperating with the District Attorney's Office Justice System Integrity Division on any potential criminal charges that may be associated with the use of force. The Office of the Inspector General is also monitoring the investigation. Public trust is paramount in our ability to protect and serve Los Angeles, and I know these disturbing images and actions may test that trust. I will make my final judgment only upon review of the completed investigation of this case, including whether the force used and any other actions of the officers met our use of force policy and other expectations when dealing with members of the public. Thank you for taking the time to watch this critical incident community briefing.
All right. So let's go back. I made a mistake. This guy is a Mexican. You know, we so used to seeing our own, and Mexicans do get brutalized too in the street quite frequently too as well, but mainly black men. Now, the first thing that that I questioned in this My Royal Family was the call itself. If you are the owner of the property, you can't describe your property. I think that was a bogus call. And the reason why I say that it was a bogus call, when I did my deeper research, it turned out that this guy do live in the neighborhood. He was born and raised in the neighborhood, and when he was leaving, he was going to his cousin's house. If you notice, he was clean. But with me doing my research, because I researched this like months ago, believe it or not, I just wanted to see how it was going to go, and I said this is now it's time to present it, because now they made a move on it because of the article that I read, was that this dude has some mental health issues. And the energy that our father was talking to me with was that, he was staying where he felt like it was home. He could go to his cousin's house. He could go in there and take a shit shower and shave and all of that. And then he got his, I think he had a dog, if I could recall, that he has some mental health issues. I have seen this before. And believe it or not, me working construction, I have encountered people who own lots that don't mind if a few homeless people sleep there to protect their property. I have seen that before. So I question who was making that call, because if that's your property, it's your property, and you can't describe one way or the other if that's your property. Let's listen to this little bit right here.
2 uniformed Hollenbeck area officers responded to a trespassing call in the 2400 block of Houston Street at around 5:10 in the evening on the 27th.
Operator 244, what are you reporting?
Hello, hi, my name is, and I'm calling, I called last week. The address is Houston Street. I own the property. There's some people there, and I cannot get access to the property.
Okay, is it a vacant house, or is there someone living in?
Yes. It's vacant.
Okay. Do you know how many people are in there?
Usually there's two. It's a couple. But the guy is really aggressive.
Is he black, white,
and
Hispanic?
I believe you guys already sent a couple times.
Okay, I understand that. Is he black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
Hispanic.
Okay. How old does he look approximately?
Close to 40s.
40s? Okay.
30 some.
Okay, and then the woman that's there, is she black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
Hispanic.
Okay. How about her? How old does she look?
About the same age.
Okay. You said they're squatting in the house, right?
Right.
Got it. Are you there at the location right now?
No, I don't want to be there.
Okay. And what's your phone number? Okay, so you should shoot at the house, right?
The address is Houston Street.
Okay. Is that a house or an apartment?
No, that's actually there's a house that was removed, and right now it's a vacant lot right next to a church right there. And I need to clear that property. I'm getting a lot of heat from the city. Also, I already have issue of fine, and I cannot act.
Okay, so even though he was, his English ain't the best, I had questioned if it was a bogus call. And given the description that he gave, I see that it wasn't a bogus call. And we can question whether or not if this guy was aggressive or not. But we heard the neighbor say he's one of the nicest people in the neighborhood. Okay? And usually these people that are homeless like this, they have substance abuse issues too as well. So I can understand the owner wanting him off of the property because he said the city is giving him some heat. But I picked up on something when I watched this video the first time a few weeks ago. And what I had picked up was they were humiliating him to some extent because of him being homeless. And I think he felt some kind of way about it. And we know that these cops are not trained to deal with people with mental health issues. So I want to bypass all the language that we heard and get into the next video where from the female police officer, because she was, you know, saying some funny stuff and he was saying some funny stuff, and I think it made him feel some kind of way. And let's keep in mind that, again, we have to look at this, you know, we're not professionals, police officers. So I hold police to a higher standard, that they dealing with all type of people, and you're supposed to be trained in such a way to deal with all type of people and everything. I know it's a dangerous job, but this is the profession that you choose, and whatever profession that you choose, you have to conduct yourself in a particular fashion based on your so-called training and take your feelings up out of it. So let's see if this is the part where I caught here, where they were humiliating him.
This is private property.
Private property, let's go. What's up?
Okay, so we see here they letting him know that he got to get off of the property. You already know that the person is in a homeless situation and they're going to feel some kind of way. So again, you are a professional. And, you know, people going to say whatever they're going to say to the cops. They cuss them out. We have all heard them cuss them out on the streets and everything. He still does not pose a threat by being irritated. And again, let's keep in mind that there's a possibility that he has mental health issues. And again, this is the neighborhood that he grew up in, and his cousin lives down the street.
Come back either. Trespass. Go to jail next time.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna just go.
They talk big shit until they get in the handcuffs.
So, you know, that wasn't necessary. I heard the first cop kind of, the male cop kind of chuckling and stuff. And that just wasn't, all that other stuff ain't even unnecessary. He walking away, he talking shit. So what? You know, people talk shit. It is what it is and everything.
Wait for you or what?
No. Be on your way.
I live around here.
You don't live here anymore. Bye.
On the bed?
Yeah, I'm on bed.
Wherever you going, my boy?
I'm on bed, yeah.
Do your homework.
Go.
My family lives here, my boy.
Go, turn
I
around,
the
man.
property.
Go,
My
turn
family
around,
lives
man.
here.
Turn around, put your hands on it.
What the
Go.
fuck you gonna do, my boy?
Turn around.
Now, right here, this is where the cop is wrong. Even though he came back, he still don't have no weapons. He don't pose a threat, and he just talking shit. You know, he's humiliated. I live around here. You know, he's like wanting to prove to him, all you got to do is just check. I live around here. Now the cop is like, turn around. So what's the purpose of say this arrest he arrested him, and there was absolutely no struggle, no violence, no nothing. What would he arrest him for? What would it be? What would it be? What could they possibly come up with? Because you didn't like the way homeboy was talking to you. You didn't like the way he was coming back or anything like that. Again, you are a seasoned cop. You're supposed to let your profession and your training kick in. It was just best to defuse it and let him just talk shit. I'm from this neighborhood, whoop, 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 and just tell him, you can't go back on this private property. That is it, and that is all.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Turn around.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Turn around.
Do what you gotta do, my boy. You don't fucking scare me, faggot.
Turn around.
Turn around for what? Ain't nobody acting defiant. Ain't nobody getting crazy but you.
459. Get 450. They're going. Give me back up. Put your hands behind your back. Let's go. Let's go, man.
What the fuck you think I am, motherfucker? What the fuck do you think I am?
What?
Fuck you think I am?
Who do you think
You
I
got
am?
some dumb fuck or what?
Who do you think I am?
I'm not fucking with you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, you are. Turn around.
I'm not
put your hands
fucking
on
with you.
them.
I'll turn around, but
Turn
don't
around.
fucking push up on
Turn
me,
around.
motherfucker. You
Turn
ain't no
around.
fucking
Put your hands on your back now.
faggot.
Turn around. Put your hands on your back.
The fuck you think I am? You're not.
Now, in this situation, he didn't put his hands on anyone. He grabbed the wrought iron and kind of just braced it. And this, again, is a person that is trying to maintain a certain amount of dignity. You can tell that he's clean, but it's something deeper going on there. But they ain't trained in that. They are trained to kill. You see, she got the taser out, and he don't got. I mean, why pull out? He ain't no threat, and he gonna do. He one of these type of dudes, and I've seen these type. They'll talk all the shit in the world, whoop diddy wham, and the cops. I have seen cops tell them to do blah blah blah. They gonna say what they gonna say. Then they gonna do what they gonna do, and you can arrest them. And I've seen them quietly put them in the car. Cause trust and believe, I know he's been arrested numerous times.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Turn around and put your hands on your back. Let's go. Spread your feet. Spread your feet. Spread your feet, man.
Okay, right here, hands behind the back, feet spread as far as I'm concerned. All right? All right? Let's keep that in mind. And remember, when he was lying, saying the dude did something to his finger or something like that, we'll see.
Spread your feet.
Palms together, please.
Don't fight, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Don't fight. You're fighting, man.
Fuck you up, bro.
You're fighting, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Fuck you, bitch.
Back there, you need to back up.
Come on, fucker.
He wants him to fight him. That's when he just completely lost it. He let his anger get the best of him, and his fat ass, believe it or not, was trying to pick him up and body slam him. And homeboy never fought him back at all. He just did not like the way that he talked to him and shit, and he went off. He's the one that ultimately, in the end, escalated to a level of violence.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Quit, motherfucker. Quit.
Fuck you.
What the fuck is wrong with you, motherfucker?
What the fuck's wrong with you, motherfucker?
What the fuck is wrong with you, dumb?
Shut the fuck
Can you
up.
put your hands behind your back, please?
You're not cooperating. You're gonna get hit again. Get on the fucking ground.
You ain't motherfucker.
Get on the fucking ground. Go and taste it, man.
Fucking hit me.
Get on the fucking ground.
We got backup coming right now. Come on, come on. Come on, put your hands behind your
Shut the
back.
fuck up,
Put your
man.
hands.
Who are you, dog?
Shut the fuck
What the
up.
fuck is wrong with you, my boy?
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dog?
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, chill.
What the fuck is wrong with you, guy, dude?
Shut the fuck up.
453, 415, man.
You fucking grab my hand, motherfucker. That's why I hit you.
I didn't grab shit.
You grab my hand. So shut the fuck up.
Grab shit, but okay, go ahead.
I had you. You fucking grabbed your hand.
Dog, it's cool. I'm not tripping. I ain't saying shit.
How'd my beer get like that? How'd my beer get like
I
that?
beat you.
Steele, chill out, all right?
453 Rogers, gonna be a full floor suspect.
Homeboy said he bit his finger. Trust or believe, if he bit his finger, that they would have charged him with something, because you got to keep in mind, my royal family, they released him. Even though they processed him through the jail and all that shit that they did, but ultimately they released him. All right? I'm going to leave it right there. So let's go back here. Now, all of a sudden, the DA wants to charge him with an assault. Let me make sure I go back to that article because I don't want to mess up. Let's see here. Yeah, charge the cop with a felony assault. All right, a felony assault. All right, the DA. Okay, let's keep that in mind. What I like about this is we got a breakdown to see how police conduct themselves on that cam and all that. Even though we get to see it all the time, I wanted to go through some of it frame by frame, how they get down. So now the pulse in America, these cops is on the hot seat, and you're gonna find one group don't give a fuck and gonna keep doing what they doing, and some just gonna be the latter, and then a lot of them gonna leave these jobs. Because, like I said, when I did that video the other day, that word effectively, now they got to find an effective way to basically do you in, beat your ass in such a way that that when you go down the checklist, there is no room for argument. That's how they get down. So that's how they're trying to draft up everything to find an effective way of keep doing what they doing and getting away with it, and so they are in a state of confusion, and I'm in total agreement because I have read articles, watched videos and programs where you got people who are homeless, and a portion of their dignity has been taken away. This guy grew up in this neighborhood. He's still in that neighborhood. His family lives in that neighborhood. So like I said, somebody in the mental health profession would know immediately that this person have all these different type of complexes. The cops don't give a damn about that, but they should be trained in mental health too as well, because, and I mean fully trained in mental health. And then they can have like a supervisor or somebody to come that could supersede all of that or deal with that once they can recognize the mental health issue and how to deal with this stuff and de-escalate it. This was not called for. Anything on his part, see, this is how they look at stuff. They will look at things in such a way, they'll just look at what you are doing. You are the enemy. You caused this, you this and that. Then when they ass get caught doing what they are doing, then all of a sudden, it's something with the training, it's something with that, and they got 9 million excuses. You got to make up your motherfucking mind. Are you a professional police officer? Are you conducting yourself in a professional fashion? That is the question that I ask. But they want you, again, to focus only on who they criminalize. Well, I'm looking at how they conducting themselves based on their profession. So, since this is in the state of California and I'm in California, you wasted my tax dollars humiliating this man. Because it's obvious there's some underlining issues. And if you are deemed a peace officer and you are supposed to serve and protect the community, there should be a plethora of organizations and opportunities where you can get this person hooked up so they don't have to be humiliated in a damn lot, because something got to be going on deeper. Then that man did not deserve to get beat upside the head because he was up in a lot sleep. It's something deeper going on, you know. And like I said, it can be substance abuse issues, all kind of stuff going on with a person. So to give him a sense of home and comfort, he's staying in the neighborhood that he grew up in. And you heard what the neighbors said. So I'm going to leave it there, my royal family, because I'm very interested in y'all opinion. Y'all don't have to agree with me at all. That's just my opinion. And I hope y'all don't do that. I hope that I wanted to put that out there too, that you don't have to be in agreement with me. Maybe it's something I'm losing sight of. I learned from the royal family. I'm humble enough to take criticism too. So my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love and I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.